Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. This is Aaron Francisco Joseph. Okay, he went into a bank with an $83,000 check. Now he's 22 years old when this photo is taken. Okay, and when he was doing all of his stuff, he was even younger because he's a recidivist. He has other matters that he's pled guilty to. It's not his first rodeo. He's been doing it. What he's doing for him to be in this situation here. He did many times before. He's known, okay? He even tried some other than robbery and burglary or whatever. He actually tried to, a little violation. He was trying to violate someone, during an escapade that he had. But anyhow, imagine someone from the Pine going into the bank with an $83,000 check. $83,000 check. If that doesn't raise a red flag, I don't know what would. I don't know what would. You want to at least take the check, excuse yourself nicely. Mr. Joseph, I'll be right back with you. Please hold the line. You very softly, just hold the line. I'll be right back. And you get up from your seat and you go back and you call the people that the check was written from, whoever. It should be address and a telephone number on the check. And you call to verify the signature. And then if that doesn't work, you go over and you call your manager and you point out Joseph. Oh, there he is in the line. See him? Yeah, the right one with the right shirt. That's him over there. And you point him out and then you whisper, wizzy, and you come back and you tell him, we're going to call the police. We're going to call the police on this one. This is not going to fly. That's what will happen in my bank. Okay? In my bank, that's what would happen. Now, I don't know. I don't think he got the 83,000. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine someone with their thumb on their thumb, 10, 20, 30, 40, and with the hand, how you have the thumb on your tongue, and then you go on counting $83,000, $83,000, and put it in Aaron Joseph's hand. He should do what he did with the bank. Is not something that he should do. That's poor planning. It's just poor planning on his part. 22 years old. This is a photo of him, 22 years old, 22 years old, where you have like a baby face and you look all innocent and everything, 22 years old, okay? That he's a recidivist, okay? He's a recidivist. He has a lot of things that he's done and the things that he wasn't even caught on because you don't catch them for everything. It's not everything you catch them for, and then when you do realize that, oh, you have a scent, you catch a scent, okay, it's him, and then you may think, well, other things look like him, and other things has the same MO, and you try to, but it's too far back, and memories fade, and people don't care after a while. People just don't care after a while. So he got away with stuff. That's where I'm going with this. He got away with stuff, but for Joseph to think that he could rob a bank, pull a fast one on the bank, how? In what year? On what day? On what day? Okay, who's the teller? But then again, like I said, I'm not sure if he got the money, but he did get an attorney to write an appeal. Do you know what it is to do an appellate brief to try to convince the appellate court that what the lower court did was wrong? They misunderstood him. They misapprehended his intent, and he really didn't mean it. And it really wasn't for 83,000. It was to feed the kids. It's for he could have pulled a Bradshaw. It was for his charity. It wasn't for him personally. It was for his charity. What would his attorney, what's the name of the attorney? Garnes. Martie Garnes. I would like to see what he wrote when he wrote that brief. What was in that brief? What wording did he put in that brief when it appeared before the appellate judges and they threw that shit out? It was like, you know, whatever they did in the lower court, it stands. It stands. So him, Joseph, he got a 14-year start sentence, because I noticed that your papers don't say about the start sentence. Let's say that he got 100 years and they deducted, and he only had 2 days to spend. Your papers were right. This person did all this and got 2 days. No, you have to say what the start sentence is. It's 14 years, okay? 14 years. And he was before that guy, Carlisle Graves, the one that don't make no sport in his courtroom, does not make any sport, Carlisle Graves. Well, 14 years. 14 years was the start sentence. And when they do all the deduction and blah, 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 9 years, and you know the word concurrent has come in here. That word concurrent. Oh, he may have other charges and other instances that he offended the law. But, you know, they could all run concurrently. It could be 10, you know, and they're all worth 9 years each. But let them run concurrently. That's a word that you guys use all the time, concurrently. It's BS. Pure, unadulterated BS. BS, okay? At 22 years old, I should not be seeing him and talking about him in no newspaper. 22 years old? 22 years old. You're now leaving, like taking college classes. You're not fully done with college yet. And you're trying to figure out, what am I going to do in this world? What am I going to do? Am I going to get married? Do I want children? How am I going to do it? Do I have children early? Do I have them late? What kind of career am I going to have? Do I want to travel? You know, what should I do? Should I do something with what I have here? Should I do something else that may be, you know, like a skill kind of thing that I could at least help build my house when my house is being constructed? And am I going to have 4 bedrooms, or what am I going to do? Am I going to have a tin roof? What kind of roof am I going to have? You know, they have steel roofs, and then you have like other kind of roofing things. What am I going to use? You should be thinking like that. Oh, and there's a marathon coming up. Maybe I should take some time out and train for the marathon. Okay, if you don't want to do that, well, there's something else coming up, you know, like, you know, a seminar on technologies that are really good for young people my age, 22 years old. And maybe I can go and, you know, get an idea of maybe I should do tech instead of, you know, going in to be a doctor. Or maybe I should become like a geneticist and find out about genes. And maybe I should study DNA. You don't think like that. You're not thinking like that. Those thoughts are not in your head. Those thoughts are not in your head. That maybe you can do something with your life. Maybe you came to the earth for a purpose other than burglary. Of the millions of things you can do. And with the word eternity, it's part of your dictionary now. The word eternity. So in all of eternity, and with everything having no end, and with millions of thoughts and millions of ideas online and on Google and in every library and all over the place, the only thing you can think about doing is robbing somebody. That's what you can think about, is robbing somebody, telling a lie, and taking some money. Of all the things in the world you can do, that's all you can focus on, is robbing, lying. Really? Seriously? And you don't think that, is there something wrong with my mind? Is there something wrong with my mindscape? Could there be something wrong with my mindscape that never enters your mind? It never enters your mind? That if you're not flexing the muscle, if you're not flexing that muscle to think outside the box and to think about places you can go and mentors, maybe you can go and study under someone, be an intern somewhere. You're not thinking nothing like that is entering your brainscape. And all you think about and focus on is taking something from someone, and you think that that's okay. And then when you get those chain links on your wrists, and you end up, you know, in Hotel St. Philip, what are you thinking about there then? What are you thinking about there then when you're in Hotel St. Philip? What? When you get out, how you gonna get better at what? You there? Are you thinking to be better? Or are you gonna be thinking about maybe pivoting and doing something else? Are you gonna pivot? You're gonna pivot, Joseph? You pivot, Joseph? This is ridiculous though. It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous that every day in your paper, you're seeing people that look like you, the 95%ers. 95%. Because, you know, there's 5% and then there's 95%. And that's how you see. It's all you're seeing. And you think that's cool? You think that that's not a black eye on everyone else? You think you're not like embarrassing everyone else in the 95% bracket? It's ridiculous though. Ridiculous. You need to do better. You need to do better, okay? You really and truly, I hear there's something going on in the Pine. There's some kind of something going on. I think he's from that area, you know, that particular vicinity, and there's something going on there. Maybe the females who live in that area and drinking the water in that area and breathing the air in that area, maybe you should consider waiting, do some research and wait to see when is a good time to have children. When would be an optimum time to birth children, because you can see when you do it in that area of Barbados, what can happen. There's a big possibility that you're putting your child in danger. You're birthing your child in an environment and in an area of Barbados that can have that child influenced by things that are negative influences. So maybe it's up to you females now. It's up to you. It's always up to you. It's always, but sometimes you give away your power, but it's always up to you to decide when is the best time and who to have that child with, and maybe you can go from there. That's a start, okay? That's a start. This is Sherry Veronica.